It is Mental Health Monday time. It is interview time. I'm about to interview two lovely folks who have agreed to come on and talk with me on their experiences with mental health and their identity and intersectionality. So, as always, please be respectful to the participants. Feel free to ask questions if you want to. Feel free to @me. I'm not going to read chat as I did before. So here's your content warning, just in case there is triggering topics. Feel free to come and go as you please. Please take care of yourself first and foremost. Please heckin' get yourself some water, a snack, a blanket. If you need to lie down, lie down. If you need to go take a shower, take your shower. If you gotta take night meds, it's 8 p.m. EST right now. Take your night meds. Take whatever meds you need. Heckin' take care of yourself first, okay, everyone? As always, just please be respectful and all that good stuff. And I love you all so much. So let's go heckin' talk to them and bring them in here. Hello.
Hello, Waba.
Hello. You have to turn your cameras back on.
Oh. Okay. Give me a moment.
Yep, it's fine.
I don't like hearing myself twice.
Yeah, you can just mute stream. Mute the tab.
Yeah.
Hey, Polly, welcome in. Aw, thank you for saying so, Potchfad. And yeah, Sig, thank you for asking it. Okay. No, I know. I saw you being a goblin turn. Alright, your sins will not go unpunished. But I'll deal with you later. Okay. Welcome in, you two. How's it going?
No, fine. He has an alpaca.
What?
He has an alpaca.
You have an alpaca?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
But he seems to do it.
That's glorious.
He has everything in a little box.
We're off to a good start.
As always. My microphone stand is coming undone, and I don't know why. But I'm gonna try to fix it. So, in the meantime, both of you introduce yourself.
Let's see. Hello, I am I. I go by that in this server. I don't mind being called Aya by my actual name, and it's fine. I don't really care. Anyways, I am here because Waba told me to. No, I'm joking. I asked to do it because it looked like something really interesting to talk about. Because I have found as I grew older, I have noticed things slowly have been more on the side of not as kind, I guess, in a way. But yeah, but I also still be kind. You try. But I do want to give my own perspective of what I can do my very best. And I'm here with Waba and Rudy.
And I'm Rudy Caseres. This is my second time on WabaStreams. It was over a year ago I was last on, so it's been quite the journey since then. I was living in Colorado at the time. Now
Yeah, you've moved.
Back in California, back in San Pedro, California. Doing well. Quite the thunder and lightning storm going outside. You probably can't hear it, but earlier,
you too?
maybe like 10-20 minutes ago, it was out of control. But I'm also a live streamer. I previously hosted a show called SPSM Chat, Suicide Prevention Social Media. Right now, I just started a new YouTube channel called Bipolar Untangled, where it's just me, doing pre-recorded videos, but probably branch out into streaming in the future once I start building up the channel. Just try to have like short-ish educational topics about all things bipolar. And I'm also a public speaker, and I sometimes write.
Hell yeah. It's heckin' awesome. Oh my gosh.
I also troll Waba quite a lot.
I don't do that nearly enough.
No, you don't. I don't think you come to stream enough to do that.
I know, like I used to think that streaming every single week was like a big deal, and then I stumbled onto Twitch and there's people like streaming for 10 hours every single day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, I can't do that anymore.
Only special occasions Waba does that.
Yeah. Very special occasion.
Very special occasion Waba still does 24 hours.
Not anymore. The longest stream I ever did was 13. It was by complete accident.
Wasn't
Wait,
wait,
the
you did a
webcam was
24
on?
hour though, Waba, didn't you? No, not 24 hour. You did a 12-hour.
I did 12 hours. 12 hours are easy for me.
Yeah, you did the creamy noodle thing.
Yeah, fucking overnight. 12 hours. Taryn, you can keep doing shoutouts every hour on the hour.
Yes.
Okay. Just to remind you both, so this is a thing that Twitch did, is they have an ad manager now, so I can avoid pre-rolls for everyone coming in the stream if I run an ad of 1 minute and 30 seconds every hour. Right now the timer's at 49 minutes, and I have a timer on my phone for like 47, so I'll give you like a 2-minute warning when that's coming up. And we'll just sit here and look pretty for like 1.5 minutes when that happens. So.
Or give away life secrets.
Yeah, we give away life secrets. We'll tell you all the secret to life, the meaning of life and the universe and everything. So, I have no fucking questions prepared, although I'll think of them as we go. Yeah, I told you. I told everyone I don't have questions prepared today. All right, this is
You usually do.
You're my test group. All right, you're my test group. No, it's okay. I know. I fully intended to dive into this with
Is this the first Mental Health Monday?
Yeah, on this topic specifically, but I'm really good on talking this topic, at least I think so, so I can probably generate questions as we go.
That's so funny that the Twitch bot says I was last seen playing Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That was like literally me just like in like with no followers, just fucking around on my computer.
I don't stream, I just watch.
Aya's gonna get partner before me. Just watch.
I just watch. I'm not very good at talking with people. Funny enough, I'm better talking to people like face to face, like with my job, but like talking with so many people, I know that I freeze up.
Yeah, I love talking. It's kind of weird because I just see your avatar on Discord, so I have to watch on Twitch to see your face, but it's on a delay. So.
What?
That's true.
Whose face?
Waba.
Okay, so I've already explained to chat that I normally do prepare questions, and the prepared questions are the same ones every single week, but this is a different kind of Mental Health Monday. It's on intersectionality, so I literally have 12 plus questions right there. You know, technically prepared. So... But let's start with question number 1 that I usually ask is, let's define what the fuck we're talking about. So what's intersectionality? What is that? What's that funky little gremlin of a word? It's really long. Too many characters. 0 out of 10.
Well, I can pull up Google for you and you can look for yourself.
Yeah, I pulled up Google already. So you have to come up with your own definition. Thingy. I already pulled... Bruh. I already pulled up Dr. Google.
Dr. Google.
It is. It's Dr. Google. So what does intersectionality mean to you? How about that?
Oh.
That was a question.
That was a question.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Rudy's just looking pretty right now.
I guess of a perspective.
It's easier
like
if you go left or right. Maybe that's just my brain.
Okay, fair enough.
I think like everyday perspective, I think, and I think everyone's perspective is different of their everyday life, you know? I guess in a way, everyone is their own main character of their own story, you know? And sometimes,
I like that.
Yeah, sometimes people take it a little bit too far and like be entitled to like, you know?
I suppose that's true.
Yeah.
Some people max out the charisma and dupe everyone into propelling them to partner and ambassador. Sorry.
Everything's mine. This is.
Yep.
Rudy?
Yes, I mean, for me, at the core, like I like to break things down like by by language, and so you're talking about intersecting things, and so
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's like nothing is in a vacuum, and especially when it comes to mental health. So you can't just talk about mental health in just broad terms, like it doesn't impact indigenous people differently than it might say white people or Mexican Americans or Honduran Americans or people who are deaf. And so you really have to challenge yourself to look at these issues from just more than one lens, and how can, say, disability rights intersect with mental health rights,
Mm-hmm.
with race,
Right.
with the prison system, with
Exactly.
with the war on drugs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What
Exactly.
has kind of been counterproductive, to be honest.
What has?
The war on drugs, because it kind of.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's by design. That's by design, Aya. Like the whole war on drugs thing back in what was that, 70s, I think, 70s, 80s. That literally was just designed to incarcerate millions of people of color. There's also like been recently like some some pushback on new legislation they're trying to push about lessening sentences for the use of, I think, crack cocaine. It is. And it used to be that those sentences for that specific drug were like so much more severe, and the reason really was because generally speaking, black populations used crack cocaine as opposed to powder, I think, or maybe it was vice versa. Either way, this is really fucked. It was like really fucked, war on drugs kind of law in action that hurts so many people. I forgot to mute alerts. Thank you, Laz, for reminding me.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been any successful war on blank anything. There's like the war on Christmas has been more successful than the war on drugs.
What's the war on
I Okay, so I really fucking laugh on these identity wars. Um like, oh my god, it frustrates me to no end, because this is a very, very well-known strategy um of, I'll come out and say conservative type-ish folks, of just kind of like basically position the majority as the victim so that they feel like they need to rile up against the minority even more so in various ways. The war against Christmas is one of these, where it's just like, oh my god, people aren't allowed to say Merry Christmas anymore. There's a war on Christmas, and thereby a war on Christianity and this, that, and the other thing, and my identity is being threatened. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, are you literally scared for your life on a daily basis? No, then sit down and shut up. Like, fuck. Heck.
like a meme? It's like, I'm in danger.
Yeah, literally. Can I'm
Oh,
gonna.
I like the little graphic that you have up there.
Thank
I
you.
didn't get a chance to look at that, but well done.
Yes, I found this on the Dr. Google.
It's a good thing that wasn't down today.
Yeah, Facebook and everything else. I barely use Facebook. Yeah, the prison system also is a for-profit system as well, which is wild. What misunderstandings do people usually have about intersectionality versus what it actually means? That's a good question, because when I first asked my chat, people were like, I don't know what intersectionality means, so I had to define it for them.
Well, it's one of those things that like it probably the whole concept probably started in some university lab somewhere to try to, I guess, better define the types of ideals that they're trying to achieve. Starting off from good intentions, but usually just completely spins out of control. Things like critical race theory and wokeness and stuff like that. These concepts that in theory sound good, but then just get bastardized and then get made fun of by the right, like as if like that was our our cause all along to like imprison all white people and to tell them how bad they were and take away all their toys.
I think the most blatant one is the justification of police brutality in the form of just like being like, oh well, they shoot so many more white people, and it's like the police shouldn't be shooting anyone. Like, the fuck. It's not the point. You've missed it. You've missed it so much. Huh.
And it has killed people, and then has started the movement more in full force.
Yeah, ironically, tragedy brings about change, it seems, and 20... Did that happen this year, or was that last year? 2020 and 2021 are blending for me, but the huge
2020.
protest, it was 2020, with the death of George. Yep, you're right, George Floyd. That stirred a lot of fucking rifled a lot of people, and it was the right time to get it to happen. But again, you know, the thing happened where it's like people took advantage of the situation and rioted and looted. And then, you know, again, you had news organizations spinning the stories being like, oh, all the looters are this identity, and, you know, you got to watch your back and stuff, and just allowed them to propel more racism.
Yeah. Also, a lot of like news stories, a lot of like, you know, like with the past person who was running the country kind of also made it worse.
Yeah, the orange. Well, I think...
And also, it brought people out of the woodwork.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it allowed people to not feel afraid to be racist.
Yeah.
Like, people's opinions already were there. They just didn't feel empowered to be loud about it, you know?
Yeah, like there's a couple times in my life where tan equals somehow.
Tan equals what now?
Sex worker.
Sex worker? That's weird.
I've told you about this, right?
I think you have, yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple times in my life where, since I'm tan, people think I'm a sex worker. I have nothing against them, but I don't like people like pushing that onto me.
It's a pretty weird assumption.
Yeah.
And I think that also, you know, not only the color of your skin, but I think your body has to do with that as well. I hate to fucking say it that way, but like,
that is true. Yes.
You know, you got big boobs.
Yeah, I do got big boobs.
You know, people see that. They can't miss it, right? But they objectify you because of that, and they treat you differently.
Yes.
And it's just really, it is really weird and disgusting.
It is.
Also, you know, I don't know in what culture it's okay to just randomly say, oh, you must be a sex worker. But can we like squash that culture like a fucking bug? That's weird.
I don't know. I had like a weird old man ask me for some sort of compensated dating time thing. I'm not into that, sir.
No thanks. I mean, if it was a sugar daddy, you'd just be like, $5,000 up front, don't contact me again.
You're just swindling.
Yes?
Yes.
Rudy, how do you see your own identity in regards to just existing in the world?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Waba. So, for me, it's always been it's always been a tricky past because, like, I grew up in Mexican American family, and like I've never been to Mexico. Their Spanish wasn't
do you
really
know Spanish then, by chance?
Spanish wasn't really spoken in my family, so I've actually have failed high school Spanish several times.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so
But
like I grew up in the culture, and I just I always wanted to be seen like as like separate outside of like just any like I didn't want to be defined by others, especially with my family. Like I've had a
Mm-hmm.
bad history with my family, so I just wanted to get away from them as much as possible. But I also
Mhm.
didn't want to make it seem like I'm trying to act white. That was like a very
Mm.
common thing.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Yep.
oh, it's like, oh, you're acting white because you're listening to rock music, and it's like you're listening to black music. Like, what are you talking about? Like, but like, yeah,
So
anything like
weird.
anything that would resemble like white culture, which is weird in and of itself,
Yeah.
like that's that's bad. Like even
Yeah, I
just like
had that
getting all
too.
like getting all good grades, like that's white, I guess.
Why do you think that
So
is? Why do you think all these things are associated with whiteness? Like how is that being white? How is listening to rock music being white?
I never got that good grades to consider.
yeah, I didn't know. Well, I think it's just like you associate it with rock bands on MTV and like they're all white, so it's more of that. And
You know,
whereas
Like they got upset
it's
at me.
funny. It's funny that we associate that whiteness was associated with rock and roll because frankly, most genres of music that we know and love today were originally invented by black people. Like
yeah,
rock was black, jazz black. Fucking, it was all black, man.
yeah, people like Chuck
It was
Berry
all people
and
of color. Fucking.
yeah, but yeah, and so I personally like I just wanted to like have a whole separate identity that wasn't tied down to any ethnicity or anything else really. I just wanted to just be weird, and so
I feel that.
and but like I also like I didn't like as I'm like becoming like a mental health speaker, mental health advocate, like I get reached out to by like Latin mental health organizations and like wanting to collaborate or work on something. And it's I usually like I don't turn them down, but like I always like I don't want to make it seem like I'm certainly not someone who can speak on behalf of the culture. Like,
Sure.
first of all, I can't even speak Spanish, so like I never want to take space away from someone who's like really putting in the work, like really
Right.
like getting they're getting their feet dirty within the communities. Feet dirty, hands dirty. There we go.
There we go.
But also like I don't want to like I don't want to run away from it. Like I don't want to make it seem like oh like I don't want to be associated with those people. That's ridiculous. But I just don't want to be put into a box because once that happens, then that's how like everyone sees you. It's like, oh, you're the like the Hispanic mental health advocate.
Right. I think what you're kind of a little bit talking about is identity modeling and just like how you conceptualize your own identity and that you don't want to be in that box. And it's just like, yes, I am Latino, but I'm also all these other identities and all these other things. I'm
You don't want
more
that assumption to be put on you.
right. It's not a stereotype.
That's what I'm
You know,
saying.
I'm not a. No one really truly is a stereotype. You know, some
It's like
stereotypical things can be true, but it's like it's not all true. You know.
Yeah,
it's like a game of telephone, a really bad one. You know, I just get miscued and taken too far sometimes.
Yeah. Same question.
What's the question?
How do you view your own identity in regards to just existing?
Let's see. I have found people who just want to speak Spanish to me, but I'm like, nope. I'm gonna be petty. It's like I'm not gonna speak Spanish. Nope. I'm not gonna be a little bird. Nope. Nope. Only when I want to, I'll do it. Like on my own will, I'll do it. Like people that ask me, "Oh, how do you say this thing?" It's like I don't know. I had like something similar to him, where I actually did try to kind of forget because I've had really bad experiences with my family as well. You know,
Mhm.
I wasn't treated the best. nor would I put that type of thing to my worst enemy. All the type of abuses and stuff. So in a way, it made me like kind of hate that part. So an internalized type of hate that they try to just forget. And I guess in a way, my own language also suffered as well.
So kind of what you're both saying a little bit is that it's hard to embrace that cultural roots because of those negative experiences that you had, that it's just kind of like, you know, I don't want to associate being what I am with all this negative, toxic, potentially even abusive memories, you know?
Yeah, the whole machismo thing is really fucking stupid.
Yeah, yeah. Sexism comes in many different forms, and this one's just painted brown, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a couple chatters talking about white culture.
Yes, and I was gonna get to that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Do you want to get to it now, or did you have?
Yeah. I do want to get to it now. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I agree with the chatter who was saying that there's no such thing really as white culture. There's Slavic culture, there's Irish American culture and German American culture, what have you. But like as far as like whiteness, because it's like it's such a weird thing to try to define what is white. To some people, I'm white. Like I'm like unless like you're 100% like from like Caucasia, whatever, like you are white. Like even like Indians are white from the country of India. And so it's
how does
such
that
a weird
work?
thing. It's never. It's because the whole British colonization, whatever.
Sure.
That's a whole nother story. But it's not the kind of thing you wanna align yourself with. And so like not because of like your skin color is bad, but it's just that like your like the whole concept of whiteness is flawed to begin with. Like the whole concept of race to begin with is flawed. Like that's a whole other story. But there is of course different kinds of cultures, but to pin it to certain like pigments in your skin, like that is so weird. That it's bad. It's not lead to good things.
I just like getting tan, to be honest. I just like
Right. And then, you know, we have the opposite kind of question that I've seen before, unfortunately, usually from a troll perspective, but it's like, oh, so white identity is not a thing? Then, well, how come there's people that have black identity? And my answer has usually been, well, you know, black people in this country didn't really have much of anything else to have an identity with. Like a lot of families were literally ripped from their homes and transported here. You know, a lot of black people don't have connections to their African roots anymore because they just don't know them. Those records were fucking destroyed. There actually is a project right now. I think one of my people that I interviewed shared it in mental health resources or mental health discussion, that there's a project to try to like reconstruct people's lineage trees in regards to like the slave trade and all that. So, you know, the black identity was kind of formed as this way of, you know, relating with one another, with a fellow black person. At least that's how I've learned it, and that's how I've conceptualized it.
I agree.
Sorry, reading chat. So we were actively pressuring culture. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree with Polly. Polly was saying white culture could be replaced with colonial culture as well, because I think when I think of like what white culture is, I think that's just racism. That's just like institutionalized racism and just like keeping other people down in order to, you know,
pushing them out. Basically.
Yeah, pushing them out, keep the system in place, kind of thing. Don't rock the boat. And the first world nation thing, right? Yeah, there's a project in Texas, I know. Hi, Sunshine Nature, welcome in, by the way. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the question. What do you all think about the term white privilege? Do you think that is constructive to the fight for equality? Interesting phrasing. I think it's important to understand what white privilege is, because if you don't understand, I think, you know, maybe let's define privilege. What's privilege, right?
Something that you're kind of given, like just, oh yeah, here you go. Higher, like you got an advantage.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of what privilege is. So when you think about white privilege, I think it is important to understand that when constructing an argument in fighting for equality. I mean, I think it's kind of pretty fucked in a big general sense of that we have to fight for equality, but you know, whatever, go off. So what's white privilege? White privilege is basically like, my life is not going to be made harder by the color of my skin. It's not. Like, I might go through struggles, and I have gone through struggles before, but they weren't made worse by the fact that I'm white. If anything, my access to resources is potentially greater because of my whiteness, because my whiteness denoted me in a certain family of a certain class, and then everything else, the way I was treated throughout school, the way that I was taken seriously at a mental health office, for instance. That's another question I actually wanted to ask you, so I did have some questions prepared. You just didn't know. I just didn't know them yet. So how were you treated in a mental health facility, of any kind of mental health facility within the system? How were you treated? Do you think you were treated differently than others? Yeah, how was that?
They think I'm just here for drugs. I'm not. Or it's not there as much. It's really when you have someone that is more of a, I guess, somewhat of more of a privilege, they'll take you seriously. Like a psychiatrist, it's like, oh yeah, this person's going to do this. I do find that mental, or just actually the whole medical thing, is like kind of skewed badly in a way, you know, like one gets better healthcare because how they look like, and one doesn't, you know, they're turned away. It's especially when it goes with pain, you know. I have gotten hurt in the past and then they don't believe me. Like one time I took medication by accident, like too much. I overdosed, and I was freaking out because I didn't know the effects what happened. It was relaxant, this cough medicine had relaxant in it, and I became paralyzed. I couldn't even lift my own head. I was freaking out, and the paramedics were treating me rather roughly and thinking I was faking it. And it's like, I'm not. No, I'm not. It freaking hurts. I can't move. Help me. This is your job. This lady did not have any of it. She thought it was being joke, and they forced me to walk to the gosh darn, down the stairs, to the gosh darn lawn, to the gosh darn fucking like ambulance. Don't you have stretchers for those? No, you don't want to use it on me because you think I'm lying and I'm just here for drugs or something like that. No. I was in a little pain because I was freaking out because I thought I was going to die. Like, I seriously was freaking out because I was literally going to die. And the only thing at that time I could think about is my cat. It's like, I literally told my neighbors, like, hey, take care of my cat. That's all I care about. If I die, take care of that cat, because I love that cat more than my own life at this point. Take care of that cat. Fortunately, that cat has since passed away a few years ago. But when animals involved, that's more that I care about. But for some reason, I wasn't taken seriously. It doesn't make it better in the fact that at that time my mother was in Atlantic City, doesn't want to see me. She was rather more gambling. But that's besides the point. None of this medical people took me seriously. They thought I was faking it, and they made me walk and do a lot of walking tests. It's like, seriously, I'm out of it. I can't answered a lot of questions. Luckily, my sister was there. I was crying because it's kind of scary for me, because it's one of the things, they don't take you seriously. And I know that if I were to have kids, I will have to have, let's say, like I have to have someone who, like I might have to borrow Waba or something because I know they won't like take my pain seriously, because that's what I have found out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or have my second mother there, because seriously, that's a bad remedy, but that's really what I've got. You got a lot advocating for yourself, but sometimes not advocating for yourself doesn't work, because they think you're lying, because you're just there for ulterior motives.
Right. They see you as like a criminal. They see you as a user. They don't see you as a person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I know if I have kids, I will have to teach them about that's like, hey, this might happen to you, but you gotta change it for the better, you know? Also, because they think because I have mental illness, they thought I was gonna try to kill myself. It's like, no, I had never had those feelings for a while. I wasn't trying to kill myself. I have more things to live for. You little shits. I had my piece.
Love it.
Thank you. On to you, Rudy.
Rudy?
About my experiences in psych hospital, I've been in psych hospital 3 times, like in the actual ward 3 times, and in the emergency room a few other times. But yeah, it's never good. Like, I'm a fierce advocate against forced treatment. I mean, I wish there wasn't like psych wards at all. Like, I feel like that's just a bad setting for most people, because you often have no kind of rights. There's a lot of coercion. You can't leave whenever you want, even if they tell you that. And it's not really about like making you feel better. It's just more about like, how can we make it so like you're not a threat to yourself or others. And
I think you could rephrase that to how can we sedate you so you're not a problem and you don't get in our way.
yeah, it's not a fun time at all. And I feel bad for the technicians inside the ward who are, because I used to do presentations inside of psych wards, and I would always talk to the staff afterwards. And there are people in there that are very compassionate and like know that it's a fucked up system, but they want to do what they can like within that system to make sure that people who do come in are treated humanely and treated with respect and dignity. But it is a uphill battle, to say the least, and I just wish that there was more alternatives and just more ways for people to talk about their feelings before it becomes a point of escalation, to the point where that person is on the ledge or that person is overdosing. Like, we don't talk about that enough. It's like we worry more about when someone gets to that point, when all along we should have been working to make sure that it doesn't get to there.
I mean, isn't that part of the system though? To kind of like
Sadly.
yeah, you kind of like, it's like we only have really like our strongest part of our mental health system is crisis intervention. I feel like there's not
And,
nearly enough like pre-crisis stuff.
and to bring it back to intersectionality, is that we often
Only at your
talk
worst.
about the need to get help, or talk about how it gets better, but someone having the cops called on them who's white and in a state of privilege is probably going to have a less deadly experience than, say, someone who's black but also trans and who is on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I was almost like handcuffed because they thought, oh yeah, we heard about an unknown source. It's like, yeah, you used a butter knife against your neck. To be honest, I was just messing around, and they just wanted to handcuff me and take me to the hospital. Hello? I was really messing around. I had no intention of anything, to be honest. I was a kid. I was like, what, 13, 12? They wanted to handcuff a child.
It's fucking. So they criminalized you as a child as well. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What was that about? Hold on. What happened?
I don't know. To be honest, I just had a random thought in my head, and I was like, "Oh yeah, whatever." Like it was like a horror film, and I just had a butter, and I was like, "Ee." And then my mother saw. It's like, "Hannah, don't do that." It's like, "Oh, okay." And then for some reason, I got an unknown source, maybe a neighbor or something, or my brother's father, and then like the cops were there for a couple days later, after the incident, and it's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna take you to the hospital and stuff." No, like you're not gonna kill yourself. It was like this big beefy man. I don't know. This is why I'm also have a slight, like in back of my head, fear. Just hey, behave yourself around police, because you don't wanna.
You had to be taught that, right?
Yeah, because they wanted to handcuff me, and I'm like, sorry, sir, you don't know me like that. Don't do that. Do not handcuff me. I'll go with you. I don't like being handcuffed by people.
Yeah. I'm not trying to bring up too much trauma, and you know, feel free to deny a question or not talk about a
Was there
thing if you don't
question
want
for
to.
me?
No, I was just saying in general, because I just thought about that. I'm trying to be mindful to both of you and where you're at.
Oh no, I'm fine.
Which is
I'm
interesting
fine.
because usually the job of an interviewer, at least to them, is to bring out that trauma and get them to cry on screen.
No, I'm not gonna
No,
cry.
I
This is like
I I absolutely do not try to cause harm to anyone that I interview. I don't. I'll ask, like, obviously, like any other mental health Monday, I ask, you know, like what led you to this point, and that can include traumatic backstory, TM, kind of stories, and I'm okay with y'all saying that if you're comfortable, but I'm not gonna push anyone to talk on a traumatic story. Like, I had a question in mind just now, and I was like, oh, have you ever had a negative experience with a police officer? But that brings up so much fucking trauma.
oh, there's
You know,
your answer.
there's my answer. You know, I just answered that question before I formed it, or before I formed it. You know, I'm not here to harm. I'm not here to get a fucking reaction or whatever. You know, I'm here to have a genuine conversation, and I hope that's what we're having right now.
Yeah, definitely. I do need to get something to drink real quick, so that's
Go
why
for it.
I'm going off.
Intermission.
Go. You know what? This is fine. We're 12 minutes to the ad. I wonder if I play it, it'll do another ad. I don't know. Nah, I'm not gonna test it. I'm just gonna reach out. That's the thing about psych wards. It's abusive on both sides. The system's so overburdened that these staff are at their wits' ends. They end up taking out the frustration on those that are below them. Yes, I big agree, Polly. I know around here in Albany, like, I'm overworked. I'm not a crisis staff, but I'm being overworked. I imagine crisis is always being overworked because, you know, either it's the same clients or it's like this, you know, the same, you know, the typical whatever, the typical lineup of 50 or so are the same people coming in and out of crisis. So it gets very tiring, and people get super burnout with clients and just with that job in general. So there isn't really good quality of care being had there.
Like, even the pandemic is making it worse.
Yeah, the pandemic has made access worse as well because, you know, now there's that added risk of, oh no, COVID, and it's like, oh god, if I have COVID, am I going to get proper health care? Let's talk about that. Not to bring up another traumatic potential experience, but have you been treated differently in a doctor's office? Because I asked about the mental health system, but what about just in a doctor's office?
Oh yeah, I already answered that.
Oh.
Yeah, you just saw me answer it.
Hell yeah.
I'm way ahead of you, Waba.
Damn. That ass. All right, I'll go with Laz's questions because Laz has great questions.
Oh, Laz.
I have a question for you too, Waba.
Yeah, ask me.
Oh, okay. It's kind of a weird one, and it's kind of silly, but also kind of serious.
Ask me.
Do you feel like it would be at all productive for, say, just white people to have like either online groups, subreddit, or in-person meetups, or whatever, where they could just like they're not like full on like fascist racist, but they also have questions and like they're too afraid to ask, like even like their black friend, and
Ugh,
like
yeah.
so it's like there's no you can use like pseudonyms and all that stuff, not show your face, but like they
Sure.
just gotta get it out. They gotta get out these like weird ass like questions that if like it was ever like public, you would automatically like think they're fucking racist, but like they
Right.
just gotta know.
Do I think that would be helpful? I mean, oh man, it's a loaded question. I think it already exists, and it's called Reddit. But I don't know. It's hard to say yes to that because, you know, the fact that the group is specifically unexclusive, or the fact that the group is exclusive to only white people is in itself kind of is racist, you know. I get where it'd be coming from, right? If you had just like, you could ask anything, you know.
It's racist harm reduction.
The racist harm reduction group. It sounds like group therapy in a way. I am of the belief that there are plenty of... I'm going to be a politician here and not exactly answer your question like an asshole. I think there's a lot of resources online that if you were so inclined to want to ask a question that might potentially be perceived as racist, you know, ask Dr. Google, do some research. I think the information is out there, but in the same breath, I'll still say, yeah, I get it. A lot of people are kind of like lazy, and they like the social medias that they're on. They don't want to fucking Dr. Google everything. They want to ask a real person. I get that. You know, but not everyone's going to be open to that conversation. You know, just because you talk to a black person, you know,
always.
not every black person is going to know all the things about black people. No brown person is going to know all the things about brown people. Like,
we all have different experiences.
You know, you all have different experiences, and on top of that, you all have different fields. Like, you wouldn't ask an astrophysicist something about, like, I don't know, bioengineering, for instance. You know what I mean? Like, I think people, especially white people, really like assume like every black person is just like an expert on blackness, and it's like, no, that's not true. You know, it's not. It's not. I'm not an expert on whiteness. Just because I'm white, I like to think I'm a little bit of an expert on critical race theory and stuff because I studied it a lot and it's interesting to me, and it's important for this conversation. But, you know, I think if you're going to create a space like that where you can ask any question and make it anonymous, just call it a Reddit. Just call it a Reddit just call it a subreddit. Just be like, ask the internet anything, and just anonymous questions, and they can be super duper probably kind of racist, and people give genuine responses to it. But at the same time, like, who really has all that energy for that, you know? Like, it's tiring. It's very tiring, especially to people of color, to continually answer these kind of questions of, like, questioning who they are, you know? Like, let me ask you this. Have you ever been questioned by a white person on your identity? And how was that experience for you?
You mean besides like right now?
I'm racist,
What?
everyone. I'm sorry. Cancel Waba.
Is it not against the Waba? Trying to take his cats. They're taking your... steal the rancid. They eat their cats.
We need to work on some kind of animation that makes it look like you're being yeeted off your own screen.
Oh, I could actually add that. I'm just lazy.
Do it.
I'll do it.
We'll get there. But I really appreciate a lot of the chat that's going on too. Like,
I need
there's
to
a lot of
read
back
it.
and forth.
I
know.
We got a conversation going.
I like what Laz is saying.
Yeah, because that's your wife.
She's awesome. You know, we're having
She
our
is awesome.
anniversary in 2 days.
No shit, really?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Happy fucking anniversary.
The big
Nice.
03.
Hell yeah. 3 years?
3 years.
Hell yeah.
3 years of marriage.
Congrats.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a 5-minute warning for an ad, so I'm just gonna run it now so I can catch up with chat, and I'll meet you all back here in a minute and 30 seconds. All right, everyone, don't go nowhere. Be right back. Say hi to Twitch Daddy for me. And if you're still here, let's reveal to you the secrets of the universe. Oh, maybe I didn't run the ad. Okay, there we go. I should run it now.
You almost gave away that for free.
Shit, that was close. Okay, we're in an ad now. Great. Secrets of the Universe, go.
The secret of the universe is to always have a bigger pen than the person has a sword.
Kind words always win.
And that's why I'm on Twitch. I have a big mouth and many swords in my chat, and I appreciate them all.
Yes.
Yes. If the pen is mightier than the sword, then meet me outside with your pen.
Could be a calligraphy pen, maybe. Those are pretty sharp.
Or a death pen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello, person in background.
That's just roommate. It's my word.
Yeah, all autistics know everything about every other autistic. That's right, Laz. We're all connected. We have the brain link connection.
I'm looking at Laz walk by right now.
Hey, Laz.
No turn. I mean, I don't think everyone can join in.
No, I Sunshine Nature probably can't hear me, but I'm gonna type it. Hold your breath. It's my group chat. Damn it. I'm getting a Diet Coke. Ad break. Kick W, no ads for me. Hey, Samarella, welcome in. Waba Swords Unite.
Touch swords.
Touch swords? Ooh, shit.
Oh, that's lewd.
Yeah, it's starting bad here, too.
Are we still running the ad?
We're off now.
Oh, okay, because I was going to burp, so now I gotta wait to the next ad break.
You guys are like
There we go.
if you want, I could just grab a soda and just, you know, feel.
Yeah, or hit mute, whatever.
Well,
I mean-
own soda.
I don't know how to engage the conversation you're trying to engage in, Underground Pig, without insulting you further. I'm not trying to insult you. I'm trying to open your mind to where Black people are coming from a generational trauma sense. And it's just kind of, you have to accept that some black people don't want to interact with white people because they've been hurt before. Like,
I've been hurt.
like, they're just gonna be trusting of white people, and you just have to accept that. You know, you don't think of it this way as well. You know, you're not gonna be liked by everyone. You're not going to be accepted by everyone, and that's just a fact of life. And if yeah, go for it.
Can I make a very easy?
Go for it.
Let's say you go to this restaurant and you get food poisoning. Will you be going back to that place? No, because you've been hurt. You know?
Right.
Maybe one. Not everyone will like that restaurant. Maybe it's not for you, but that place got you sick, and now you probably won't go back.
Additionally, you know, culturally, if black people feel most comfortable with fellow black people, then they're gonna want to hang around more black people. Similarly, white people feel most comfortable around other white people, so they hang around other white people.
Just don't be mean about it.
Yeah, just don't be mean about it. Like, you don't need to be accepted by everyone, and for you to be like, well, how come they don't want to talk to me? And it's just like, well, maybe because you're being standoffish about the fact that they don't want to talk to you. Like, just chill and really respect everyone, and I'm sure people will like you better, you know? You know, it's not about person to person, it's just about culture. It's a broader viewpoint is what I'm trying to bring attention to, you know?
Yeah, I think it's pretty telling when a white person like gets like that spidey sense whenever something that has to do with whiteness is talked about in negative terms. It's like they're taking it personally, that we're talking specifically about them.
About them and their friend, and it's like, no, we're not.
I know.
But no, you're talking about it's kind of like the institution of whiteness, because again, there's no white culture, there's no like even white skin. That's all like constructs. But like just the whole concept of whiteness and what people are trying to defend. Like I'm not quite sure what the end goal is there, but it just seems like a lot of people, like when you try to be critical of this white institution that has created so harm, people take it personally. Some people do, and it makes you wonder why. Is that because you feel personally attacked, or you feel like you're being lumped in with all of the bad apples?
Or that we're starting to question it?
And I get that. I totally fucking get that. Like, listen, my dude. I was there myself. I was baby white person who was like, why don't these black people accept me and want to be my friend and talk to me? I was fucking cringe, dude. But then I like thought critically, and I was like, why do I feel entitled to their friendship? Like, why do I think I deserve to be their friend? Have I shown them any kindness? Do I relate to them at all? Do they relate to me at all? No. You know?
They don't want to give them their toys.
Right, exactly. It's just like, they don't have to share. Yeah, you know, we fucking were taught sharing. Here's another way to think about this. This is a really great one. I think we're going to end it here as well. Think about it this way. When you see something on Instagram or Facebook or whatever social media you go on to, and something is like, men are awful and horrible and they're just abusive and this, that, and the other thing. Do you take that personally? You know, would I take that personally if I saw a post that someone was like, why are men? You know? And a lot of men do take personal offense. I think it's very telling when they do, but they do. I don't take it that way. I take it as like, yeah, men are fucking trash to women. Just institutionally, culturally, and throughout history. Men have been trash to women. I don't take it personally because it's true. They've had a bad experience. And I'm going to empathize with that person and be like, oh my god, who the fuck hurt you? Like, what the shit? Like, are you okay? You good? Want to talk about it? You know? But they don't have to tell me anything either, you know? I don't want to be part of the problem, you know? And it can work both ways. Absolutely can work both ways, you know? I'm just trying to give an example, right? So when you, like, think about yourself, when someone makes, like, a general post about that, I want you to think about why it is that that post is targeting you. Why do you think that's targeting you? What is it that maybe you're doing that you're part of the problem rather than part of the solution, you know? And I'm not trying to say that you are part of the problem, but just the line of questioning and positioning is troublesome, and it's hard to really address unless you're willing to understand where we're coming from with our arguments here. It's not for liking me in general. You don't insult me. Sorry if I sound like you insult me. But my point was, when black and white are chill and politics don't influence them, would be nice. You missed my point. Yeah, absolutely. It would be nice. It'd be cool. Absolutely. Sure.
That'd be a perfect
Big
world.
big ideal, you know, ideal world. Everyone fucking gets along with everyone, respects each other's cultures. You know, we all share food around the dinner table. Nice, happy family, right?
Shaking
But
hands.
we don't fucking live in a vacuum, you know? We don't. We live in a society. And I fucking hate to use that line, but we live in a society. All
Different
right?
people, different cultures, different ideas.
You know, there's a lot of not generalization. Generational trauma in those communities. And you simply can't fault them for not wanting to interact with you because you're white. They see you and they might get a little bit re-traumatized. You said that you have blue eyes. I don't know if you said you also had blonde hair, but you said white, you're white and you have blue eyes and you're Slavic, right? So that's informing someone. So unfortunately, there's a thing called stereotypes, which by themselves are neutral, but people use them to inform how an interaction is going to go. So if they see someone who looks very Slavic, very white, very blue eyes, they might have some trauma. And it's not on you, buddy. It's not your fault, dude. It's not. It's generations past, and it fucking sucks. But that's just the way it is. People are going to, like, see a person and be like, oh shit, nope, don't want to talk to that person, you know? Again, the same post with it's just like, oh, all men are trash kind of thing. You know, they're talking about a very specific type of men, or all women are trash. They're talking about a very specific type of woman. They're talking about a very specific type of person, if we want to be person-centered language here for a second. You know, there's a certain set of behaviors that you associate with that toxicity, with that, you know, trauma, right? So it's not on you. It's just the way it is. So that's my full response, and I'm not going to engage it any further. Laz had a question before, which I'm going to get to now, which is, are there places where you think you might have an advantage in some way because of your identity, or that most people wouldn't?
Mexico?
Really?
What?
I don't know. Like,
What was the question?
actually, I gotta read that question.
It was a Laz question.
There we go.
Can you reread it, Waba?
So Laz said, are there places where you think you might have an advantage in some way because of your identity or who you are perceived to be that most people wouldn't?
I actually have an advantage. Small brown girl could actually get by with people thinking, oh, poor her. Type of thing.
I think it also helps that you're cute and you have a round face. But yeah,
Also,
pretty privileged. Hello?
Yeah. No, it's... I guess. I don't know.
A little bit?
I only recently got a self-esteem boost. I'm so confused.
I know.
Let's see what else. People who don't know Spanish very well, and like mostly my job, it's like, oh, hey, do you know Spanish? And see, it's like that I speak, and that gets sales up. It makes people more comfortable. Or let's say my significant other, he doesn't know Spanish very well. He tries to try to accommodate and try to learn the culture and stuff. And I know he tried to find this cheese that I grew up with called Oaxaca. It's kind of like our own version of mozzarella cheese, and he just tried very hard to find it. And it's kind of funny to me to watch him stumble to speak in a mix of broken English and Spanish to try to find this mystic cheese to him. It's kind of funny. So I know in a way I will have an advantage of that with language and cultural wise. Again, I know that people might see him out of place because he's very tall as well. So I think that will also get that person comfortable. The people comfortable. It's like, hey, no, he's cool. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try and find something. So I think that's also helpful. Also, I have my own experiences I can help you with if you need something about. Yeah. and I will tease him about it very often. Oaxaca. He's an Oaxaca. He doesn't know Oaxaca. He's Oaxaca.
I don't know what that
That's
is.
the type of cheese, right?
Yeah, the Oaxaca.
There we go.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, is that the? What's
yeah, the little
no?
double. Oh,
Yeah, but there's the cotilla,
Oh,
the kind of
see.
yeah, the kind of like you grind up, like
Yeah.
put on your corn.
Oh,
That stuff is good.
Oh, yeah, just put enough tea and just cream and just some beans and just.
There we go.
It's really good. It's I've noticed I am slowly re-embracing it a little bit because I'm in a better state. Good friends. And
Yeah, you're missing out. You're missing out, Waba, if you've never had any of this.
So which one of you is
Waba.
cooking me dinner tonight?
I will cook it for you and send it to you in the mail right now.
Thank you.
I'll try it. I'll try to, Waba.
I am gonna just come down and visit you, and you better cook it for me.
I'll try. Yeah. Let's see, Waba. Might take a couple days, but we could try.
Yes, first we have to end racism.
Yeah, let's end racism, everyone. All right, ready? 3,
Bring
2,
people together.
1.
Yeah,
You press the button. Racism is over.
there
You know,
we
it
go.
doesn't work that way. It's systemic. It's systemic. You know, you have to dismantle the systems of
You gotta
oppression.
unlearn these things.
It has to be unlearned on a total cultural, educational scale. You know,
Even the person experiencing it should
Um,
maybe help ease themselves into it. Unlearn, but kind of manage it better. Nothing against people. I'm also, experiencing it as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Makes sense.
here's the thing, Waba, about like what's the end game? Say all like black people like forgive white people for all the transgressions, for slavery, for all the stuff with nothing in return. We're just like, let's just start over and we'll have a clean new page. Is that really going to work? Is that really going to accomplish what we thought it would? Like you don't think that white people are just gonna like take that kindness for weakness anyway?
right. You know, you can't. There's no snap your fingers solution. There isn't. I think the closest thing you're gonna get to it is having understanding of another person's point of view. I think that's like the best. I don't know, one of the best
Just
ways.
the thought of like can't we just forget about the old times and like just start new? It's like not
Remember?
really, not without,
No, not really.
not with any kind of like reconciliation and
Right.
all this other. You can't just forget about it, like, because you take someone's land or you bring them to your land, you take away all their rights, and then you make up. Like, no, there has to be so much rebuilding, so much giving back before you can even be close to being on the same page again.
Absolutely.
Because you brought people here from a country that they didn't want to come to, and now you just expect everything to be fine.
Yeah. Or you force yourself into the place. It's like, hey, we got this new thing. Here you go.
Yeah, like America is like so many different kinds of fucked up, because we'll take other people's land, and then we won't give it back, but then we say we did, but then slowly take it back anyway and build pipelines over it, and we get mad at them for making a big stink about it.
How dare you protest these pipelines? These good companies paid us politicians billions to fucking build this shit. Millions probably, but you know.
Yeah, like it's just so weird, like how awful we have been to indigenous and black people, and other peoples as well, but those in particular, and how like it's really impossible to be proud of that kind of history, to be a proud
Yeah.
American, like when we have so much blood on our hands.
That
I do-
ass.
People think I don't speak English. It's like I speak English.
And capitalism just made things worse, and this is kind of why people are like anarchy or communism, you know? Because capitalism literally relies on there being people at the bottom. There being people who are being pushed, manipulated, underpaid, etc., so forth. The system absolutely relies on that. It relies on that in order to propel the people that are already having success to have even more success, you know? And it's intentional. It's by design, you know? I have a question. So, do either of you want to actually potentially also answer the other question I said, which was kind of like ironic and it was going to get me canceled? Have you ever been questioned by someone on your identity? You know, and what was that experience?
I do believe I have. It's like, I know I have this question quite often, more than not. It's like, like even recently with customers, like, where are you from?
Why is it people feel empowered to ask people of color that question? That's what I want to know. Because it really confuses me. I think this dismantles a lot of racists' arguments when you like try to ask them, can you explain that? Like, I think it fucking puts a fire underneath them. It's funny to watch them squirm, but I don't know. That's just me.
Like, where are you from? It's like, oh my gosh.
Home.
New York. I'm like, oh, I was born in Valhalla. I was like, oh my gosh, where's that? It's like, New York.
It's in New York.
No, where are you really from? It's like,
my mother's vagina.
I should use that next time.
Actually, I was removed. So that's not even correct.
Like, I don't know. People think it's like exotic. It's like, oh my gosh, look at you. It's like, where are you from? It's like, oh my gosh, tell me more about it. Come on. It's like, I don't know. Like, it's my family was there, but I wasn't born there. And for some reason, like, oh, you were born there? Were you born here? It's like, for some reason, they have to know if I was born here.
Rudy, are you there? I think we lost Rudy. I'm like,
Rudy!
He looked a little bit too still.
Or sad. Should we wait?
Yeah, we'll wait a little bit.
Okay. It does grind my gears, especially if these people are fucking rich.
Yeah. Deadass, though.
You have nothing to gain from this conversation. I'm just here to give you a fucking coffee. I'm just walking here.
I'm working here.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm just working my low-wage job like every other peon.
Yeah, or just walking. I'm literally just taking a taxi.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Alright, I'll have to drag Rudy back up here.
Yep.
In the meantime, I'll hold the camera for Angel.
Oh yes, look at those beans. Oh yes. Oh yes. 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 So fluffy.
Turn, why'd you hack his Minecraft account?
Yes, go mlem, 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 mlem. Well, but why have you not tweeted the burr?
I did. I tweeted it twice and no one liked it.
I should check.
Yeah, you should.
The best image ever taken.
Also, can we get an exclamation mark Discord? I mean, while we're in a holding pattern here, I'll just self-promote in my own stream like an asshole. But yeah, feel free if you enjoy these kind of conversations. You know, as long as you're respectful, then feel free to join the Discord. We hang out in there. We have fun. I'm actually starting to organize a movie night / community game night. It's going to be, looks like right now the poll says every Wednesday. Because I don't stream Wednesdays anymore. but we'll have a little fun Wednesday hangout, you know. So that's the thing. Also, feel free to follow the socials, !socials in the chat, someone. I do Tweety-doos and I do Instagram-a-doos. And I also have entirely too many YouTubes. I have my regular YouTube, which is just like Let's Plays, some edited content from here. Mostly Let's Plays right now. With my mods, I'm doing a bunch of that stuff. I have Waba VODs, which is just the VOD channel for the Mental Health Monday, so you'll probably see this on a Mental Health Monday. You'll probably see that on the VOD channel. And then I have Waba Shorts, which is just the same content as TikTok, but just put on different platforms on the same days. So if you already follow my TikTok, or if you don't do TikTok, Waba Shorts is the way to see all my shorts. And they're clips from past streams. I'm currently catching up on them, and I have to schedule them out for this month. But yeah, They come out every 2 days. So feel free to subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch if you don't already, join the Discord, all that good stuff. Twitch is locked, the Discord is locked down as well for everyone's safety, as I try to keep this the safest space on Twitch and online in general. So you'll have to answer some welcome intro questions and understand the rules and all that good stuff. Just a formality to keep out the trolls, and it generally has been working pretty well.
Wait 10 minutes.
Okay. I believe.
Wait 10 minutes.
Yeah, you have to wait 10 minutes as well. Rudy, you have to rejoin a VC. Just any VC, and I'll drag you back up here.
I just want to drag in turn. If I could, I would.
Watch the Dragon Quest episodes? Yeah, me and Turn have to record more Dragon Quest episodes. Record more Dragon Quest as well, because he's had no internet / has been at college. So it sucks. I'm behind on those episodes because we don't have any recorded. Yes. Kitty, kitty, kitty. I want to cuddle kitty, kitty. Best ones, yeah. So I'm also doing a playthrough of Vampire the Masquerade with Nobody Listens to Mori. And I'm doing, yes, with Mori. It's on YouTube. There's also some Mori videos on YouTube as well of her doing karaoke. And yeah, I'm doing Let's Play of that with her. I'm doing Dragon Quest with Turn when we can record again. Hello, welcome back.
I used up all my points for the Jiggle Waba. Best use of points ever.
Jiggle?
I was in the air. Hello, Rudy.
Hello.
About as like people asking, "Oh, where are you from?" It's dumb.
Oh yeah. No, so that like I think my entire internet just like crapped out. Maybe it has something to do with the lightning outside, but
You still going?
I'm not sure. Like it's, but hopefully everything's better now.
Okay. So yeah, we were on about like, you know, have you ever had someone question something about your identity? How did that experience go for you? You know.
Yeah, it's weird for me because like so many times I'm approached by someone at a store who starts talking to me in Spanish, and like I can't speak Spanish at all, and so it's always a weird thing. Like I feel like I get that more from like other Mexican Americans, Hispanics, Latinx, whatever. It's always it's kind of weird for me because like I don't really get it as much from like say white people. I've gotten all kinds. I've had people think that I'm Inuit or Mongolian.
Oh yeah, people think like I'm like Indian, and some people start talking to me in the multitude of Indian languages that I am. I know there's quite a lot, depending where you are, or I am as well indigenous, like Inuit or Micronesian or something like that, which I'm not. I know I look like it, or Middle Eastern. I'm not. And I did at least ask beforehand if he knew Spanish. I didn't want to just start speaking Spanish. I'm like, no, I like to ask.
Yeah. Do you ever? Well, let me ask you. Do you ever like get like low key disappointed when someone else doesn't speak Spanish when you think they should?
To be honest, it's less work. For me, it's like, okay, good. I don't have to do the thingy. I was like, oh, okay. That's fine.
Yeah, I sometimes worry that like someone might be like looking at me like just on the surface and be like, okay, good, like he probably knows Spanish. I can talk to him about these kind of things, and like other people like don't have to like
Yeah, I
know
know
what
I
I'm
can't
talking
speak to
about.
a lot of things, but you have your own experiences and stuff. I was more like, okay, good, because I will admit I'm not in Spanish because I know I do have some things that I can't connect very well with grammar. Yeah, I still could do conversational. It's just I can't. There's something they don't connect.
Yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, I live in Los Angeles, so like there's people like dark skinned people like all over the place, and so it's not like as if like I'm in like some part in like super rural South where there's like one Mexican person, and so.
Although the more south you get, the more you get.
Yeah, yeah, that was actually a bad example. I would say probably more like say like the mountains of Montana or something.
Yeah.
Random people come up to you and start talking to you in public. That happens. Has that happened?
Yeah, I'm more offended when people do that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah, ask first. Also, I have other languages to use, so.
Like what?
Oh, English, Spanish, some Japanese.
Oh, there we go. Let's go.
I was worried for a second I might have to conduct the rest of the interview in Spanish when you first asked that, Aya.
No. Well, you very.
That's good. I don't know enough Spanish for that.
No.
That should be
Just
a
because I
channel
use
point
Spanish for my own
redemption, though.
advantage. I know that my significant other just shuts up. He just shuts up. It's funny. It's funny. So, yeah. Also, I just like to mess with Waba in Spanish sometimes.
That's okay. I like it when you mess with me in Spanish. It makes for funny content. So I
It
can't.
does. I know that Maury really likes it when I speak Spanish quite a lot. It's like, wow. I don't mean to hit on you, but wow.
Fuck. Call me on, man.
Yeah, I lost everyone's chat messages on the Twitch chat, so and it's like still connecting. It says so. I'm sorry if you wanted me to see a comment and I didn't see it. Sorry.
No, you're okay so far.
Chat.
You're okay so far. Chat, do you have any questions? I told you to come prepared with questions. Did you come prepared with questions, chat?
Come with questions for me or for him or for Wabi.
For Wabi?
There's no
Wabi.
question too racist, chat.
I mean, there are questions that are too racist. Don't listen to him. What the fuck?
Yeah, don't ask me where I'm actually from because it's fucking stupid.
You know, I failed to plug Potchfat again. Because Potchfat is actually going to be interviewed with his wife on the 18th, which is in 2 weeks from now. And next week we're actually going to be interviewing Ron the Pharaoh. Any Ron the Pharaoh fans out there? We're going to interview him next week, and it's going to be awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Waba.
What's up, Aya?
Will you ever find out if Sky won the fight or not? Because I think it's really rigged.
I mean, I think Sky is good.
Yeah.
Now, if someone came to me and spoke Gaelic, I'd cry in happiness. Yeah, how is Aya so fucking beautiful? You know, Hadis, that's a question for the gods, honestly.
Are they on next week too?
Yeah. Always. I know way more Spanish when I've had a couple drinks, and I just realized it's probably because the people I talk to in it are ever my mom and sister drink a bunch, so mostly I've been drinking when I've ever spoken. It's oops.
Quieto.
If I'm out alone, I have my headphones anyway. I don't take them out for much, so I don't talk to people. I definitely don't respond around strangers. Talk about non-obvious identities that affect. Okay, yeah. This is good. I actually was going to ask a question about mental health. So, what is the intersection between mental health and identity? How does your identity affect your conceptualizations of your own mental health experiences?
Get brushed off. Sometimes more than not.
What about internally?
Let's see. Sometimes there's like, oh, what's the point? Like, it could sometimes be a little harder sometimes. So I'm like, you gotta keep trying, because if not, it's gonna turn to a cycle of self-sabotage, But
Agree.
I think that it does kind of put a damper on things, kind of like how I had that self-hatred for myself, that I
Right.
couldn't control. I did talk about like that self-hatred. It's like, gosh, just put that thing away. That's not. It's painful. Don't have the put away the whole culture thing, because it's just get away from it, because it'll just, in my mind, it was like more harm than good,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know if that makes
kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sense. And I felt that since how I look, I am more likely to be taken advantage of in many more ways than one.
Yeah.
And that has scared me in a way. And I know that even now I do put my my guard up against what I just generalize it as unknown men.
Yeah.
So like, like people who seem to have a higher status, in a way.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like a police officer. I still have that in the back of my head to just behave myself.
Yeah, authority figures are fucking frightening, right?
Yeah. Totes are.
And that causes extra stress in your life.
Yeah, I do. It does.
So over the course of your lifetime, how do you think that's going to play out?
You just have to try to manage it and really think. I try to think of the bigger picture. I know that I can't always live in fear, because you gotta get out of it, and like really examine why this is happening, like why am I thinking this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some things are like out of my own control.
Absolutely.
Control, like
again, we live in a society, it's kind of trained you.
Yeah.
That
the
society is like, yeah, no, you don't belong. You aren't valued. Your life isn't valued, right? Yeah. Black Lives Matter is more than just about black lives. It's about people of color's lives don't matter, but it's,
yeah, I've seen people really don't like it very much for some reason. We had people.
Yeah, and that's why it's one of the intro questions in the Discord, because if you can't understand that, then I don't think you're ready for the rest of the real talk that we have here, frankly. Straight up, like, I try to be very inclusive in this community, and I try to be very welcoming and inviting to everyone. But I think if you can't conceptualize what that means and understand why that's important, then I don't think there's much of conversation to be had, Sorry if I'm hindering my own growth, but I would like people to be part of our inner circle in a respectful way,
Yeah, and we're not like at each other's throats,
All right.
We're stressing each other out. We're not stressing ourselves out,
Mm-hmm.
Everything works. We don't want to we want to be not part of the problem, We
Absolutely.
Want to, try to make it a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
So you can talk what you want to talk about. It's just don't be mean.
Yeah, just don't be mean to other people. Don't disrespect other people's experiences.
Yeah, don't be little.
Don't belittle. Don't ask to cause harm. And I generally take everyone at face value. Like, that's partially me being autistic, but it's also partially me just trying to appease other people. And I know I do this. Is that I just kind of.
Sometimes you don't take my puns.
Sometimes I don't, but I mean, like, when people ask questions that they're like a little bit afraid to ask, maybe I just, like, I take it like completely like, okay, maybe they just are ignorant and they want to know, and that's okay. I'm okay with educating. But I'll also warn in the same sentence and be like, this kind of line of questioning, the way that this is phrased, is often used in the same rhetoric that is used to harm these populations. So I'm concerned. I'll answer the question, but I'm still concerned. Rudy, same question to you that I just asked Aya like 5 minutes ago, which is, what is for you the intersection of identity and mental health? Like does it change how you've conceptualized your own mental health?
Yeah, I mean, well, for me, like mental health is my identity because I
Right.
speak about it so much. Like it's like what I'm known for, like more than anything else. And so like it's like I try to bring identity into mental health as much as possible because mental health can't just be like a concept in of itself. It is affected by all these other things, again, like all different intersections. So it's not enough to just talk about it or to throw out the slogans and to have the rah-rah speeches. We really need to talk about like how this affects different populations, different identities, and how the two are tied, because pretty much I think I'll go as far as say like every marginalized identity, there's mental health crisis involved because you are marginalized. So that in of itself is going to cause trauma and cause distress and to make you not even want to trust the mental health care system in of itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it's is that getting to where you need for as far as the answer to your question?
Do you think that's a sufficient answer for the question I asked? It's
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
based on your take. If you feel like you've answered a
Yeah,
question,
we're
then
all
I'll
different
take it.
perspectives and ideas, you know?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. But I hate it, obviously. Like, I hate the fuck that systemically. I love your answer, but I hate the issue at hand, which is just that systemically mental health facilities and just mental health being conceptualized at the identity level is just really fucked and very, stereotyped and just not welcoming at all.
Yeah. I mean, with any marginalized identity, mental health is at one of the most forefront issues
Absolutely.
because you're basically just having to defend your existence every single day.
Looks like we're buying a house.
What? What do you mean you're buying a house?
My roommate just texted me and said that we're buying a house now.
Yay! Congratulations on home ownership.
I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll figure it out later.
More cats!
No.
Cats. You'll be happy.
Yeah. Laz had a question as well before, which is, does the intersection of privilege we might have affect our developing and or current identities, and how?
You're teaching kids how to deal with this stuff that they should have taught.
These are tough questions, Laz.
Laz is hitting you with the 1-2.
Yeah, can you repeat that again? I hate to keep doing that to you, Waba.
No, it's okay. I don't mind. Does the intersection of privilege we might have affect our developing and or current identities, and how? Well, I think maybe the question could better be phrased as, does the intersection of the lack of privilege, the discrimination you might experience, affect the developing of your identity? Like, when you ever experience privilege or disprivilege, or oppression, do you think that that affected how you identify now / how, in what way?
Well, absolutely, because it
Yeah.
creates trauma, and that trauma is always going to be a part of your identity, for better or worse. I believe we could never truly erase the trauma from our lives. It'll always have some kind of impact. We can try to minimize it and reduce it, but it's still ingrained in us. And so it's yes, when you are having when you do have a marginalized identity, and that can be just about anything, including trans, disabled, blind, whatever. Um, like you are going to face discrimination, and that is going to inform how you behave and how you react to certain things, the certain kinds of people that you associate with, or even types of music you listen to, the places that you visit. Um,
I mean, it's literally just the
so yeah,
definition of intersectionality as well. Is it all revolves, getting back to our first original point. What is identity? Identity is a culmination of our experiences, and our experiences are
yes,
influenced, and vice versa. The way that people treat us are influenced by all these different factors, assumptions or not. People make assumptions about your race. They make assumptions about your ethnicity, about your gender identity, about your class, about your language. The clothes you wear determine your class for some reason. Oh, you speak good English compared to, oh, you don't speak such good English, so obviously you're from the ghetto or whatever the fuck that means.
yeah, and I
Um,
think most of us remember the first time where we were singled out for, say, our skin color or ethnicity or disability.
yeah. When was that first experience, if you can remember it?
For me, it was probably like sometime like when I was like 3 or 4, and someone called me a wetback.
The fuck?
Oh, I get called worse than that.
Shit. Being racist to a kid, imagine. The fuck?
Oh yeah, or like yeah. So even among um other people like in my community. So it's such a weird thing that
Right,
goes
it
on, and
is.
it can be very harmful. Like the things we teach each other, or teach each other, that are okay as far as like using racist or ableist language towards each other.
It's even ingrained in the snacks. Funny enough,
Hmm.
some games.
How so?
Okay, so I can give you one example. There's like the snack cake. Um, it's made by the Bimbo company, bread
Yeah,
company, and they have one called Negrito. It's and like on the packaging it has a uh, a, a black person with an afro, but here it's packaged with something to a different name, because I guess here, oh my gosh, all of a sudden it's bad, but over down there it's not. It's funny or something like that. So I don't know why. And some of the games like Loteria,
oh yeah.
Loteria has some very racist stuff right there.
Oh my
So I'm
god,
like,
what?
ugh.
We got to play that on stream one day, Waba. I'll totally play some Loteria with you.
What is this?
It's like bingo.
Oh yeah.
But it's like you have like
The
all these different
bingo.
characters from like Mexican culture. Isn't there a pimp too in the card deck?
Yeah, and there's like it's like el negrito. It's like I question things.
Yeah. You can look it up right now if you want. It's pretty awesome.
How do
Yes,
you spell this?
La LA.
Lotria.
Sorry, hold on, my mouse is being dumb. What the hell? Hold on.
Like this actually, like we gotta start a category on Twitch for Loteria. That's gonna be like the
La
new D&D.
lotería.
Okay, spell it again.
Loteria.
Loteria. Oh, okay. That looks interesting. There's a category. It's called tabletop games, I think.
Yeah, there we go. I bet no one's playing Loteria. Yeah, you just have to like match them up. Like the person running the game calls for the card, and if someone has that, then you put it on your board. So until you get Loteria instead of bingo.
Means lottery, the lottery.
Yeah. That's what to say.
Even though it's not. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't mean la lotería, it means the lottery.
Yeah.
But basically, this is just bingo.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm not able to drag windows to other screens now. Oh, I am with that, but not my Chrome tab? A question mark? Oh, I am, except through the middle. Okay, whatever. Who made it?
There you go. Oh, Mexico.
Mexico.
Mexico's.
Mexico's, yeah.
Mexicoians.
Vicente Cruz.
I know some people who really love tabletop games.
The origin of Loteria can be traced as far back in history. The game originated in Italy in the 15th century. It was brought to New Spain, modern Mexico, in 1769. In the beginning, Loteria was a hobby of the upper classes, but eventually became a tradition at Mexican fairs. Don Clemente oh my god. Jaquez, I can't pronounce that name, why can't I? Began publishing the game in 1887. His version of the game was distributed to Mexican soldiers along with their rations and supplies. The images Don Clemente used in his card designs became iconic in Mexican culture, as well as gaining popularity in the U.S. and some European countries. Many of the pictures used in Don Clemente's Loteria, I can't pronounce it anymore, resemble the major... Loteria. Resemble the major arcana of tarot cards used for divination, which in turn are based on cards used in tarot card games. Other power Loteria sets are Loteria Leo, Gacelia, and Loteria de mi Terra. Of the earth. Got it.
I'm just gonna wait for my significant other to try to say loteria. It's gonna be so...
Loteria. I can
He's
say
gonna try to
it.
speak Spanish. It's gonna be fucking hilarious. Cause he can't say Oaxaca. He's a Oaxaca.
There we go.
I have a question. What do you think about here's a fucking hard question. What do you think about the card game oh god, what is it called? Shit.
When the Witcher card game? It's awesome.
No. Fuck. What's the card game called? What do you think about the card game Cards Against Humanity?
I like it. It's
That's
all. I
fun.
mean, like we can play that someday. We've got that in the apartment somewhere. But it's like you gotta play it like well on something, because it's just like you gotta let your inhibitions go, because the sillier the answers, the better.
Yeah, I think it has potential to be like
Like Mad Libs.
pretty racist.
Oh yeah, like half the questions are like meant to like get a low-key racist person to say something racist.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I think you need to be with the right people to play it. It's one of those things where it's like everyone has to understand it's either a joke or it's like, you know, you can't really take it too serious, you know.
Someone cursed. People who do curse things. I think Jeff is chill could do it.
I think the game brings out the worst in people in the best of ways.
I know Turn will have fun with it, I think.
Oh yeah, he's a gremlin.
I think there's a kids version too, so if you're not for Cards Against Humanity, try the kid version. You'll have a better time.
Oh jeez. Apples to apples, you mean?
Is that what it's called?
I love apples
Yeah.
to apples. Oh, I've been ages since I played apples to apples. Oh, Waba, you're bringing memories back in my private school. Oh,
Well, I'm glad I'm bringing back good memories.
we always had apples actually to eat like that.
It's great. I want some apples.
So there's
now.
also Kids Against Maturity.
Kids Against Maturity. That's great.
Yeah, it's like the kids' butt version.
There's a lot of there's a lot of variations. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, like what do you think of black people?
I think black people are pretty cool, which is a stereotype, but Yeah, black people are
Frankie.
cool. I like them. I mean, my partner's black. Love black people. They're really awesome. I think they're
Yeah.
treated like shit in society, and it's a goddamn shame. But you know, I try to do my best every day to be a good ally and to raise up. You know, we talk a big game, right? We talk a lot on Mental Health Monday. We educate a lot on Mental Health Monday. But I think something that a lot of people get frustrated with is what action can I take? You know, what kind of difference could I really make in the world? And I think for myself, I've kind of come to the conclusion that I just try to, you know, utilize my full extent of my white privilege and embrace it fully in order to propel and lift up other people's voices that are, you know, usually pushed down. Thus why I kind of wanted to talk on this for a month plus, and I wanted to talk with so many people, and I wanted to talk specifically with BIPOC people because, you know, as a white person, I don't share your experiences. I can never truly know what it's like to live as a person of color. So I have this platform. I want to use it to lift up your voices, to lift up your stories, because oftentimes your stories are not heard or they're devalued, you know? So that's the way that I'm trying to be a good ally, and I just hope that it's the right thing. So, and if it's not, please tell me otherwise. Like, I fucking listen to the community first and foremost. What does the community need? Tell me, and I'm fucking there.
Awesome. I like to hear that.
Yeah.
Actually, I had another question. And being serious, like, what do you think of the term brown people?
I feel like I'm not really allowed to have a solid opinion on that question, honestly. I have used the term in the conversation here tonight, and I hope it did not offend anyone. I have heard it used before, but I'm not sure if it's like an only self-reference thing. But I've also heard it say it's like, no, you can refer to brown and black people as thusly. So
Nope.
I guess my opinion on it is that, well, here's the other thing to think about is that brown people is actually really more far-reaching than I'm meaning it in tonight's conversation, because when I'm saying it to both of you both being of Latinx ethnicity, but brown people could also refer to Indian people from India, could also refer to a whole breadth of other peoples around the world, not just Indians, but you know, it could refer to Thai potentially, or yeah. So that's my answer, I think.
What about Aya?
Oh, if I care or I have a question?
What do you think of the term brown people was the question.
I don't really care. It's whatever. People do identify as themselves as whatever. As long as you don't try to force something on me, that's fine. You're not forcing on something on me. You're just using it as you need to. It's fine, Waba. Stop being such a nervous little bean.
Well, I'm anxious, but I just try to be mindful, and I think Polly makes a pet the Waba.
Yeah, you're not the only one I do this to.
I think Polly makes a good point that it can feel lazy, like you don't want to figure it out or afraid to ask what they prefer. That's a fair point. But I think that also goes to like, what is the most respectful way to ask a person's ethnicity? And I think it's just to be like, hey, I'm just curious, what is your ethnicity? You know, don't ask where are you from. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid. Like shit.
I think the better phrase question is, what is your ethnicity, if it's like salient to you. I use the word salient a lot.
I don't know, just get to know.
I like that.
Thank you.
Like take me on dinner first, that type of thing.
God, take me out to dinner before you fuck me. God damn.
Like, gosh, you gotta take me out to dinner first. Like, damn, like we're gonna get all serious stuff. Come on.
Yeah. You know, it's the same with with how I answered how to introduce yourself when it comes to pronoun stuff. It's just like, hi, I'm Henry. My pronouns are they, them, and you are.
A troll.
Hey, you sure are.
Yeah. I do have a question for you, Waba. How two? It's kind of like a 2-in-1 type of thing. How do you see people? Like, how do you like feel that people see like like I guess I'll use the term interracial couples, like how people like view it and it's like, oh my gosh, so special. Oh my gosh, so cool. Wow. But like I'm nothing against it.
So I think Frankie has a better opinion about this than I do, because I have not personally experienced either way hatred or like fetishization of my relationship with Frankie, because I feel like that's the other place that people go with when it comes to mixed couplings, I've heard a lot from Frankie talking about how black men will complain that black women seek out non-black partners, but again, it's that machismo, but it's just in a different form of like toxic masculinity. It's like, well, no wonder the black women don't want to be with black men. You push them away and you hate them and this, that, and the other thing. You systemically
I don't like the Mexican machismo was fucking toxic as shit, and just they fucking
that machismo, that sexism, it exists in every culture in one way or another, and it's really weird.
I'm not here to fucking cook and clean and like take care of it. No.
Right.
I was in that type of relationship. I just was.
We have a 3-minute warning till an ad, so I'm gonna play it now. And then I'll answer the question more. Okay. 1 minute 30 ad, everyone. 1 minute 30 seconds.
Break.
Awesome.
Running.
Oh man, I don't even know how long I was offline. My internet just completely crapped. Like even for Joelle,
no more than like 5 minutes. You're fine.
Yeah. I just I always hate when things like that happen because like I'm even connected to Ethernet too, and so I always try to be super on top of those kind of things.
I'm catching up with the chat as well. When I use a sentence or situation, use the phrase brown people, it is usually if I am talking about an exclusionary situation, capture the superficial way that people with brown skin can be abused or punished or oppressed in large public actions in systemic engagement or transaction, not like for specific people. I big agree with that, Laz. Yeah, I use it in that general sense. I say black and brown people, or I say BIPOC people, which is black, indigenous, people of color, which includes every kind of person of color, although BIPOC is the term that's used more widely now. Frankie was questioning my use of it before, but I said, well, this is the term that people are using. They use BIPOC instead of just POC, because that way it's a bit more inclusive of it's inclusive because oftentimes in conversations about POC, oftentimes indigenous people get left out, and sometimes even black people get left out of POC discussions, which is wild to me. So they just said BIPOC as like the definitive term to use. Polly says, don't make it your first question regarding, what's your ethnicity, but it can be fun to know people's ethnic backgrounds. Many of us have interesting stories to share, bits of useful information to drop. And I agree with that for sure. I think our connections to one another and our connections to our past make us so much more interesting. It definitely influences who we are as a person. So to ask your friend, or like a new friend of like a month or so, like, hey, by the way, I was just curious, like, what's your ethnicity like? What's your family like, kind of thing. I think it's an interesting question to ask for sure. And then further, to further that up, what kind of culture things do you engage in? Like, what does that entail? What does that culture entail? I absolutely love enriching myself with cultural knowledge and
we just told
ceremony and stuff.
Your cat hasn't moved this entire stream.
This cat right here.
Is
Yeah.
it dead?
Hey, Sky, are you dead? No, he's not.
Sky, you're dead? Are you trying to trash child?
He's just tired. Look, do a big yawn.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
I mean, Angel's been sleeping on top of my printer here basically the whole time as well.
Is your printer warm? just asking.
Here, look. She's right here. She's just napping.
I'm just seeing now on stream you prodding your cat.
Is the print?
She's looking at me. She's like, "Why'd you wake me up? I'm trying to sleep."
I actually really like the car rides of Angel.
Yeah. So I can only take Angel on the car rides because all the other cats would escape from my grip. Father, why? Why have you betrayed me?
Sticky would tear you up.
Sticky would tear me up, although I can carry him better now. She just readjusted.
How would Nero react?
Nero's too big to carry in my arms, so he doesn't like being carried.
Boy, he's a bloop.
He doesn't like being carried, Aya.
What do you mean he doesn't like being carried? He's so chubby.
He's too big to be carried. He feels like I can't hold on to him because he's too big. Cats love to sleep. That's true.
Then maybe I'm having my own assumptions, but on cats.
Okay, so Rudy, did I answer your question? I hope I did.
Yes.
Interestingly, something that I share with all the guests here tonight is that we are all in multi ethnic relationships. I believe. I think.
I am in one.
Barely, Saren.
I am in one too.
I can ask. Hon, am I in a relationship like this? Say yes.
So I'll throw the question back at you two. How do you feel about it?
I guess being with the person, as long as they're nice to you, they treat you with respect, I don't think it really matters.
Big
Like,
agree.
Yeah, we didn't even know how we look like, to be honest, till like way later on. So yeah, as Ola says, I'm in a relationship now, right? Yeah.
Oh my god. Turn just gave me an alignment quiz,
Yes.
and this is the best thing.
But as long as like they actually treat you and they're not freaking toxic as fuck, then I think that's fine. Like, and they're able to compromise and like be understanding. I think that's great. You know. I guess if all things go well, we could just have a whole future together, you know? You know?
Mm-hmm. It's super fucking sweet. You two are so fucking adorable. Makes me
I want to
sick.
marry that person. Yeah, I do want to marry that person. I do want to have a family with him one day. Possibly.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cute. How about you, Rudy?
What about brown people?
No, about I mean, sure, if you want to answer that one too, but about being in a mixed relationship.
Oh, all right. It's like I don't really see it that way. Like, I feel like sometimes I should more often than I do. It's not like I set out to be in interracial relationship. It just kind of just happened that way. Like, I've dated women of all different backgrounds, ethnicities, and what have you, and so it's not like I don't feel like I'm making a political statement or anything like that.
Oh man, am I about to tell on myself and tell you all the ethnicities of my previous partners?
Oh.
Fuck, I just thought about that. I just thought about that for a second. How many? Man. My first serious relationship was with an Italian girl. And then it was with a half black albino girl. I don't know if she was albino, but she said she was black, but she was like fucking whiter than white. I don't know.
That might have been the albinism.
I don't think she was albino.
Oh.
I think she was adopted. I'm pretty sure. But her whole family was kind of fucked. I don't know, does that count, chat? Does the maybe half black girl who might have been albino but wasn't albino but was white as fucking snow count as a black girl? I don't know.
We can't ask them now, can you?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to ask her anyway. I'm not in contact with her. She's an asshole. She's fucking toxic. And she did the weird shit with, like, playing games about inviting me to the mall and then being mad about me saying yes. Okay, we have one yes. I don't know. I actually don't know her ethnicity. It was a strange mismosh, and I couldn't get a straight answer out of her ever. There's a person after or before that actually was white boy. Well, white girl, now boy. So white boy. White boy, and then I don't know. I have a lot of serious relationships, honestly. Between
because Waba, you just have such a big heart.
I had a big heart, and I had a Skype account. I'll let you fill in the gaps.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
If Waba like, had dated every single ethnicity in the world, we could end racism overnight.
Possibly.
That's how we end racism. All right. I just have to date every single ethnicity. I should just date everyone. Fix everyone.
Yeah, that's what we should.
Make everyone nice.
Twitch challenge.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you could if you wanna borrow my significant mother? No.
Yeah. Just for an hour.
No.
What you need to do is
I need him. No.
You need to contact Twitch HQ. Tell them I've got this idea for a project that I want you to partner with me on. I'm going to date a person from every single ethnicity and every single gender, and we're gonna stream it all, nuts and all, bolts and all,
date.
and we're gonna end racism. And
end racism any percent. Speed run, folks. Let's go.
And you're gonna have like a little widget on the bottom of the screen to track how much how close you are to ending racism.
End racism dating percent. Ah, yes, me, a white non-binary queer, dating every ethnicity will end racism. Surely. This is the solution.
What if like they have multiple?
For world peace.
Wow, but you'll be Mr. Worldwide.
I mean mix worldwide, but I'm in a committed relationship to Frankie, so I can't do that. I'm sorry. I can't become Twitch famous by dating everyone.
Mr. Waba Worldwide.
Black people can be albino, that's true, but like I don't even know if she was or not. Like, listen, that relationship was really weird. All right, I'll go into it at some other point, but it was a really weird relationship.
I think you have gone into it before.
I probably have.
Can I redeem story time?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah. You want a story time?
My chat is still not loading, so I'm sorry if anyone is asking questions. I think you have it on screen, but I can't even read that on screen because it's like white text in front of a moving background.
Waba equals still 32% racist. We're trying to sell the DLC, okay?
Yeah, that's the thing, is that as you are curing racism, ending racism, you end up like having roadblocks that in turn make you just a little bit racist back.
Oh no.
You gotta buy the special tickets.
Uh-oh, the black girl just said something bad about trans folks. Do you A, call her out? Yes. Call her out, the the fucking transphobia. That made you racist. I'm like, no, it didn't. People are responsible for their actions and words. Self-recurring. But the video game
Wait,
doesn't
well, I
get
have a
that.
question.
Yes. Close chat, open it
Does-
back up, by the way. For Rudy. Yeah, what's up, I?
What is like so being trans is like how many? Like there's multiple like like branches of where it goes to.
Yeah, I mean, transgender is the umbrella term for varying
Other than, like,
identities.
multiple, like,
Yeah.
Smaller branches, right?
Yeah. Sure.
You said that about gender fluid.
Yeah. Gender is on a spectrum as well. I mean, that is
gender
part of
fluid.
gender. Gender fluid? Gender fluid is like your gender can change depending on situation and day and stuff, as far as I've defined it. Anyway. It's like mapping a coastline. Black people can, I know black people can be albino, but like this partner GB was like, I don't know. She never really like, she like said, I don't know. I don't fucking remember it. I don't want to remember it. It's trauma.
Be up at night. It's like in their bed with all of the cats tucked in with them, and like it's like Frankie, listen. Frankie, hey Frankie. What was it?
Also, the initial question, Laz, was how many partners have I been with? People I've been with.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was a question. Do you have any more questions for me that are not about my past partners?
What?
Well,
What are your
not
thoughts
now.
on people thinking similar to what my question was before? What do you think of like people like kind of like thinking, oh my gosh, mixed children, wow.
Oh, I mean, Frankie, you completely
They'll
agrees
make it
that
better. They'll make the world better type of thing.
they're little racism enders.
Little racism enders? No, I have not heard that. I've heard it, but like I haven't heard from like anyone actually. I mean, Frankie agrees that if we had kids, they'd be fucking beautiful. That's for sure.
That would be the kind of thing that would be discussed in that group I was talking to you about with the white people, where it's like, what do you guys think about like me like having a black kid? Like,
God, you know what fucking stinky dick opinion I've heard before that I absolutely hate? Is literally what Aya was saying. It's like, oh, if we all just have mixed kids, racism will be over. Like everyone has all these weird solutions to racism.
I mean, it's worth trying. That's all I'm saying.
I guess, you know.
Like I know my kids would be mixed, but I'm like, look, as long as they have a good heart, like.
As long as the conception was consensual, all right.
Yeah.
Fucking
yeah.
hell.
They'll look different than what I'm used to with my family, because the features are not prevalent on my family, but also my features not prevalent on his family. So it kind of goes both ways, but you know, make do. You know, it's fine as long as you
all right.
Take care of them.
Is there any question I haven't asked that you'd want me to ask?
I'm like thinking.
Is there something about intersectionality I haven't yet talked about that I should talk about and that we should have a conversation
how about like
about?
getting jobs?
Intersectionality in the job market. How has been your experience with trying to get a job?
Looking at my last
As
name.
an intersectionalist?
Unique.
As an intersectionalist.
It's too unique. So me having a generic name, a generic last name is a lot easier than having my own actual last name.
So being John Smith begets you more interviews.
Yeah, being a Doe or a John Smith or whatever, or you know, it's like, oh yes, you're a Jane Doe.
Right. Personal branding in the job market. That's an interesting term.
Maybe that's why I've had so few jobs, because my name is hard to pronounce.
Yeah, my name, even I have hard to pronounce, and sometimes.
I mean, Rudy Caseres. Did I get it right?
Yes, well, I mean, well, most people try to add an accent. Like even in my family, we say
What?
Caseres. Like
Where would
people
you add
will.
an accent?
Well, you would try to like roll the S.
Caseras.
Caseres.
Casetta?
Yeah, yeah. If you have R's in your name, then they've got to be
Caseras.
trilled for some reason.
Caseras.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Ratatatata.
Yeah. And people try to call me Rudolfo.
Rudolfo.
Rudolph.
Ooh, ooh, very nice.
Oh, who? Me?
No, I'm pretty sure your name's just Rudy, unless it's not.
Rodolfo. I made a Rodolfo.
I mean, every time I see your name, I just think Rudy's got the chalk.
I'm thinking Rudy
I-
from
I
like
sometimes
movie
do.
Rudy. Oh, that's what I was just referring to. But yeah, jobs is kind of hard, and I know like housing could be a little hard as well, because of names.
So let me try to yeah, sorry, go on.
And I know like I know that I heard like people like if you're trying to sell your own house and then you have to borrow someone else's husband who is not a person of color.
Mm.
It makes the house go up in value. But if you're just there and you're like a person of color, then good luck.
It's wild. Yeah, I know housing has been an unequal opportunity. I mean, just for generations still. You know, redlining and all that shit.
Yeah. Gentrification bad.
Yeah, gentrification, pretty much. I mean, it's more than that, but yeah, that's part of it. I mean, Rudy, let me try to phrase this question another way, which is like, you know, do you feel like you've had to change your approach when it comes to job hunting?
No.
Okay. Fair enough. Oh, I have a question, which is probably just a yes, but maybe it's not a yes. Is there ever a day where you're not reminded of your identity?
If there's like Spanish music, I know like in my job we're having the whole playlist played every day. But when I'm home, no, not really.
Right. I mean, like interacting with people. Like, do you think people treat you differently?
I have to, but if I don't, I really don't need to. Like, there's for me, there's no use for it for me. Like, I don't need to. I could clearly just speak English.
Well, it's interesting how you phrase that, Waba. Reminded of your
I phrased
identity.
it very specifically.
Well, that's assuming that my identity is just my ethnicity. So,
Which is not.
Yeah, and so like I'm reminded of my identity all the time, like, nonstop, because like, I am who I am.
What I am reminded is being myself. Have fun.
Right. Yeah. I think our identity is, you know, again, who we are. So, you know, we all are reminded of our identity in one way or another. But I think the way I phrased it specifically was something that I've heard before, which is for...
Isn't looking at a mirror always a thing?
I mean, yeah, there's that too, but I was just reminded of something I was told by, you know, I think by Frankie, frankly, which is just like there isn't a day, or I've read it in a book maybe, there isn't a day that goes by that I'm not reminded that I'm black. You know, their experience is that, you know, so I wonder if that was something that either of you connected with. I guess I was going in a roundabout way to ask it.
Yeah, I'm definitely reminded of it like during Hispanic Heritage Month.
Oh God.
Minority
Yeah.
Mental
How
Health
do you?
Month.
You know what? That's a good question I want to ask. How do you feel about Hispanic Heritage Month?
Thanks. Can
I
you problems?
What do you mean?
Oh no, I'm just saying. Oh, thank you for the appreciation. But
What do you
first,
get?
some of the like choices of music and like culture or something are dated in a way, like over 20 years old. Thanks. But also like, okay, could you? I appreciate the awareness, but can you like also with the other months that you're also appreciating, help fix the problems, you know, not just give us like, oh, here's a medal, just for
Yeah.
people.
You know what's weird that I just looked up? Do you know what month Hispanic Heritage Month is?
What month is it?
Yes.
Is it this month?
Guess.
Yes.
Is it this month?
No.
No. Okay.
September.
Wait. No. I know. No. It's coming to me. It's June.
No. Okay, let me just tell you this. This is just looking it up on Google. I did not know this either. Apparently, National Hispanic Heritage Month starts on Wednesday, September 15th, and ends on Friday, October 15th.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's a
I
mid-
did see it recently. Fuck me. Oh my God.
It's
It
so weird.
spans
Like,
2 different months. I have no idea why. I guess you don't want to compete with Halloween and Labor Day.
um,
I snob, by the way. That's wild. Why is it like that?
I have no idea. But I mean, it's one of those things where more times than not, it's a reason for white people to like highlight Hispanic people to show how like inclusive they are.
Mm. Isn't it funny how Black History Month is in February, which is the shortest month? What the fuck is up with that?
I mean, that's they get the 29th day sometimes too. So there's that.
Ooh.
is it because also like
I
Lisa
kind of wanted to ask you to put more chicken in
birthday?
as well.
Sorry.
Can I have some of your chicken?
No, I ate it all.
Okay, never mind. Sorry, what'd you say, Aya?
Because like, I didn't like their Martin Luther King's birthday. If I'm not
MLK is January 20th, right?
January. Oh, then
I
I'm
think so.
correct.
Yeah, you know,
I don't know.
NPR had a story this year that was called "Yes, we're calling it Hispanic Heritage Month, and we know it makes some of you cringe."
What? That sounds great. Sounds like a hilarious piece.
Yeah, it's well, the whole idea of Hispanic, like that's got a whole checkered past too.
Mm-hmm.
So then you got to like dredge up that, and it's like, well, why don't we call it like Brown History Month? Why are we calling it Latinx History Month, and so on and so forth?
Isn't there a debate about Latinos versus Latinx?
Well, it's more because of like the it's more of a non like Spanish speaking person problem that they're trying to solve. Like I know there's like
Yeah.
there's plenty of Latinos that like use the word Latinx and totally fine with all that stuff, but it's one of those things that's created outside of the culture and trying
Yeah,
to
well, I told you about
reinsert.
this.
Yeah, like I get the problem you're trying. I get the problem that you're trying to solve, but when you try to insist it upon a whole group of people, that can create resentment.
Absolutely. So, what term should people use?
No,
Whatever they-
just
I think whatever they're comfortable with.
the point is that it doesn't matter, or the point is be careful?
Um,
Sorry.
well, there. I mean, like, cause the in Spanish isn't like the gender
Yeah, we have the
neutral
gender
term, but
thing.
like you would it would be
Gender plural is just Latinos.
but you would use like Latine or Latiners.
Oh,
Yeah, but nobody uses it like that. Nobody calls people that because just it's so ingrained the gendered of the language, and so it's like
AIS.
I can get like why so many people um might have issues with that, especially people who deal with genderism and gender dysphoria,
Right.
of trying to create a more inclusive term.
Yeah, and like using Latinx could also be a little difficult to put in a sentence. You would be like pressed to say la Latinx, el Latinx. It's kind of hard.
There is no gender neutral the. In
Yeah, with
Spanish.
the ending with an X is not good because we don't like a vowel at the end.
It's weird because like the whole genderism of in Spanish speaking languages, it's not necessarily like we're trying to like be misogynistic, but then let's like so like most cultures are, I guess, and then
Yeah.
that's a way to enforce gender roles
Language
through
is weird.
language. But so yeah, like it really makes you think, like, is just the presence of the genders and why it's so strict in Spanish speaking languages, is that in itself trying to be not inclusive or even misogynistic or even transphobic?
I know in the Japanese language, there's a feminine way of speaking and a masculine way of speaking. Because I have tried speaking in a certain way, and my Japanese friend, she told me, "Oh no, that only boys say that. You're talking like a kid or a boy." It's like, oh, okay. So
Yeah, and then there's like indigenous languages where there's terms for all kinds of different genders. So it's it's really it's a really interesting thing because like I'm not against Latinx because I can understand why you would do that.
yeah,
But when you try to insist it upon other people,
Yeah,
then
I think that's where
like
you're
if
in trouble,
someone
right?
like if someone is like not using the word Latinx, then they're not like quote unquote woke
Ugh.
enough. Like they're
Right.
stuff like that. That's where you run into the problems.
yeah.
Can we talk
Or
about the
like
term? Sorry, I mean you can keep going, but I don't know. That just got me on another conversation of like, can we talk about this term woke and wokeness?
is anyone ever truly woke?
Good question.
Yeah, like I feel like that's one of those things where like we were actually there was actually like a whole like group of people who were trying to be woke and try to define like what woke is and like the
Right.
whole like vocabulary and like I still see that a lot like online, especially like on places like on Tumblr or even on Twitch, of like trying to like really like narrow down like what exactly is woke, but like you can't really use that word anymore because it's like been so toxified and like it basically is like
Yeah.
it's you're made fun of for trying to
Well,
be woke.
You know, it's funny. I'm fairly certain that woke was again a black people term.
Yeah.
And then white people friggin' just you know, did what white people do and they took it over. They're like, "Oh, I'm so woke." So, you know, I fucking avoid it like the plague.
Yeah,
and I
because
just
like the concept is that like until like you can like understand like certain concepts, then like you're still asleep basically. Like you need to be like awoken to in order to be able to see the world for really it is. Because right now, like we all live our lives like
open your eyes,
basically
sheeple.
yeah, kind of like that, but not like from the same like core based. It's from different culture,
different base.
But that's just that same concept that so many people are like walking around like asleep still, and until you familiarize yourself with certain concepts and throw away older concepts, older language, and ways of seeing the world, then you're not truly awoken. You're not
Right.
woke. But we've bastardized it. The white people have made it even worse, and it's it's more of a pissing contest at this point for the people who are even trying to be quote unquote woke. It's like it's getting to the point where you're just trying to exclude people because they're
It's a
not
dick
quote
measuring
unquote woke
contest.
enough.
Yes, actually, that's better than what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
it,
it's literally a fucking like jerk circle of like, oh, we're
Like,
so woke, oh my god, we fucking know so much and we're so informed, and if you're not informed like us, then you're just a racist and this that and the other thing, and it's like,
yeah, and
bruh,
it goes. It's the same thing with intersectionality. Like what I was talking about, that
yes,
concept can be bastardized as well. Sorry
yeah,
if that term offends anyone, but because basically a bastardized form of intersectionality is where like if someone's watching this stream on intersectionality but people are like, well, why isn't there also like a person in a wheelchair? Why don't you have
mhm.
not only captions but why isn't there a person doing sign in the corner as well?
actually,
Why isn't this in black and white because the colors are too strong? Or like why isn't this being like streamed to people who are being imprisoned against their will? Why are you even streaming at all? Because you're taking away power away from the people in the Amazon, so on
I
and so forth.
have a command for this specific situation. And this is a logical fallacy known as begging the question. Where is it? It's one of these. But yeah, it's begging the question. You know, it's just saying like, oh, here it is. A circular argument which the conclusion is included in the premise. So literally, it's just like you have some assumption. It's just like, oh, how dare you? Like, how is this not a thing? Like, why aren't you being so more inclusive? And it's like, listen, I don't have a person who's in a wheelchair right now on my stream because, frankly, I don't know anyone who's disabled in a wheelchair to talk to about this topic. But hey, if you know someone who wants to talk about this topic with me, please send them my
Oh,
way. Like shit.
No,
also,
Waba, you got to put
disabilities
in the
don't
work. You
aren't
got to
always
put in a
seen.
Craigslist ad for people in wheelchairs to come on your
Oh, I'm
stream.
sorry. You're right. You know, I should actually be 7 different people and ignore my full-time fucking job that pays my bills right now. Ah, my bad. I'm sorry. And even sorry, frankly, even if I could pay my bills with fucking Twitch and YouTube money, I'm still only one person. That's why it's a community effort. Like, if you have someone who wants to be a guest on here, if someone actually sincerely is begging the question of why don't you have this kind of a guest on, okay, fine. Find me that type of a guest. I've been looking as well. I've been reaching out. Don't think I haven't. People don't respond to you sometimes. Just a
Uh,
fact.
Also, disabilities are not always like physical ones. There's also mental ones. Heck, I can count as one too. You know.
Yeah.
There's all of that.
I need to be right back. I need to grab noodles because I'm hungry. So, carry the stream. Bye. Good luck.
Okay.
Talk about appropriation of culture or something. I don't know.
Cool. I can't even see chat still, so that's awesome. I'll just
thing is
open it
kind
up
of
on my
dumb.
phone.
The single
Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you're enjoying another fabulous Mental Health Monday right here on
Yay!
twitch.tv/WabaStreams. I'm Rudy Caseres. This is Aya. Do you have a David Twitch channel, Aya?
No, I just watch. The count I just use is to watch.
That's totally fine. I hope you're enjoying your stay on the WabaStreams Mental Health Monday so far, but I appreciate the people who are watching live right now. Hey, you may even be watching the replay, and if you are, my God, do we have a treat for you coming up in 5 minutes?
Stay tuned for more. When are you gonna?
Yes, Okay. I'm reading through chat, but that's why I'm looking down. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
It's only from religion, or it can be called.
I don't know. Yeah. Talk about the idea. Laz the Laz on Twitch says, talk about the idea that culture can be / is only from religion or ethnicity and can't be from a movement, cause / found experience. Well, thank you for that question, Laz. And for the record, I got your text messages too. I just really bad at checking to see it.
Oh dear.
So yeah, and that's the idea that culture. Yes, I mean there's there's punk culture, there's activist culture, there's even prison culture. Any situation where you have a group of people gathering together for shared experience, even shared trauma, culture can come out of that, and hopefully good things come out of that. I think that's the whole point of culture, is to bring people together to create awesome things and be there for each other, support one another, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you feel like you're part of any other cultures besides like your ethnicity?
American, I guess. I do know that I do like to ask my friends who are from different places, and I like to learn from them as well. Kind of like in a culture exchange type of thing, you know. It's kind of like good to open your mind of new ideas and new cultures, you know. Also,
Yeah,
food
like
people together, you know. No matter who you gosh darn are, food is what brings people together because we all eat. So
yeah, when it really comes down to it, and this is for
Hello.
everyone, it's about food.
yeah,
It is about food.
Good
Right.
timing, Waba.
good timing, Waba.
Thanks.
I look at
Like
it.
when you think about it, there's no way to act cool while eating, and so that's the one thing that brings everyone together. Like watch Waba as they eat right now. They're gonna look foolish.
Yeah, with their mustache going swish swish, and they're getting all over their beard. Yes, yes. Yum 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 yum. Yes, yes. Yum 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 yum. I see
Think
you.
about how many times, like, whenever you see a politician like licking an ice cream cone, there's no way to look cool while doing that.
No. Yum 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 yum. Yes, Wawa, dangles to your beard. Yum 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 yum.
You're so mean to me.
No, Wab. I just like watching Waba's mustache swish swish.
You know.
I think
Is there an ASM for that?
mustache.
Oh, there's an ASMR redemption.
Oh, really? For doing like the mustache switch?
Oh, yeah, we have done beard ASMR. Oh my gosh.
Listen, let me get my new microphone first, and then I'll do ASMR.
You have done beard ASMR though. You're the
You gotta get the stereo microphone. The
Well, I'm
binaural
getting
one.
an L. Hey, just real quick, self promotion.
Waba Live, only on Twitch.
If you want to help, donate some money for my next microphone, the Elgato Wave 3. This is where we're
Oh my
at.
god! I thought you were accidentally like putting on Pornhub.
Oh no.
You've never seen that transition?
Yeah, that's my significant other's voice.
I thought like you had accidentally like switched over a tab and like you had like Pornhub in the back.
No. Waba asked my significant other to do that voice to sound like Pornhub.
It's great.
Oh, okay.
Best
I
transition.
couldn't hear it, but I'm sure it's lovely. Why did you decide on the Wave 3?
My mod Turn recommended it to me and said it's one of the best USB microphones. I'm not gonna go XLR until much later down the road, so this will last me many years. So I feel like it's a good choice, and I can tune it as well. It has more controls. Hey, King Deadpool, don't worry about it, mate. It's all right. Your necromancer again,
cool.
nice. You want the full mukbang? You'll get the full mukbang someday, Jeffrey. Laz had an interesting question. I don't know if you were addressing it though. Talk about the idea that culture can be slash is
Yeah,
only
we just
from.
talked about that.
Ah, okay. Good shit. Yeah, you just can't. You can't automatically just like, oh yeah, I'm an honorary this person. It's like, nah.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Oh, someone got Diablo 2. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I tried playing Diablo 2 on Nintendo Switch. It turns out that it's the same game over and over again for 90 hours.
Yes, that's what makes it fun. Waba just looks hungry. I am a little hungry, sunshine. Yes.
Yeah.
I think about how our cultural expectations or norms can affect what we know / think what we know. That could have an effect on my knowledge, experience, blah, blah. That was the tie-in. Okay, got it. Okay. Any more? Any more questions? Questions, comments, concerns?
Why is this guy so trashy?
It's a lot less focused, a lot more resource management than Diablo 3. You actually have a set inventory space you have to manage, and it was just kind of annoying. I want one? Alright. Oh, wait. I have one last question before we end the panel for tonight.
Sure.
Which is...
Question?
One more question. This is the last
One more
question. And we'll end the panel on
Let's
a...
Let's go.
What's that? Well, we'll end the panel on a high note, basically. Which is, how do we end racism? But no, seriously. The question I wanted to ask is, what can people do? What is the best way people can go about making a better world out there? You know, when it comes to intersectionality, what do you think is the best thing to do?
I almost feel like by thinking about it too hard, like you end up creating more problems than not. Like think about how many like issues are caused by people wanting to try too hard to solve a problem.
Like adding new words. I saw someone that I think someone said that so I can't pull up the name, but that woman X was
Wimixin?
trending for trans people.
Oh yeah, sorry, Polly, I meant to address that comment before. Because I thought it was fucking disgusting that Twitch posted that shit. When literally, like, this is like one of these things where it's, alright, this is my answer for my own question. Listen to the fucking communities you want to advocate for. If you want to be an advocate, if you want to help out, listen to the fucking communities, because Twitch did not listen, alright? They fucking posted a thing, they were like, look at all the Woman X people who are on Twitch, and they included a trans person because they were trying to be inclusive. So in their attempt to be inclusive, they completely missed the fact that the trans community is like, trans women are women, trans men are men. Just call them men or women. That's what they identify as. That's what they are. It's more than what they identify as. It's what they are.
That's what they want.
Shit. That's what they want. Like by making a further exception or further trying to be extra inclusive, you're just completely missing the point.
Look at Skylar. Skylar's a cat. Cat's a cat.
Yeah,
that is true.
I don't know if am I helping Waba? I don't think I am.
No, you're helping.
Okay. Yeah. You're not gonna say that Skylar is a bird. We can make it like an argument that Angel is a bird.
Angel's a bird.
Yeah.
Nero's scratching me for some unknown reason. Oh my god. Nero, please. Just lay down. Okay.
Lay down. Shh, child. Shh.
Get to know people who are not like you, follow them on socials, etc. would probably help a bit. Yeah. I think violent revolution and absolute domination and dictatorship is the only way to achieve world peace. Humans are naturally selfish, violent, and illogical creatures, and will take advantage of the world given the
someone
opportunities.
sees it my way.
Fucking, let's go. Yeah.
Um,
Just force everyone to love each other, right?
I guess just have an open mind. Really just enjoy it while you're still here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes any sense. Just don't be assholes.
Yeah, that's really like, if you've learned anything from this past couple hours from this Mental Health Mondays, is don't be an asshole. But also don't be so fragile when white people get called out for things.
Yeah, if we don't want to be around a certain group because we had a bad experience, just chill, okay? Chill. Also, don't be an asshole about that too, on both sides.
Just don't.
There we go.
So that's how we solve
There we go.
racism, right? Just be kind.
Yeah. Narrow sit.
Yeah, well, don't pretend like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, no.
Don't ever
no,
say
don't
things
they
like,
see
I don't
color.
see
We have
color.
had a fucking
Don't-
person like that too.
We have that way too many times to
Yes.
count.
Yeah.
That's not
Okay?
helpful.
Everyone has racial biases.
struggle.
Okay, so don't act like you're not racist.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And I know it's very compelling to be like, well, I'm not racist. I'm not blatantly racist. And it's like we hold stereotypes and racisms internally, and we don't realize it until we're kind of called out on it. A lot of thinking about white identity model is literally trying to unlearn your racism. And then now I believe I'm in like the last stage of white identity model, which is why I try to be actively anti-racist and try to be an absolute ally every step of the way. And everyone gets there eventually. But yeah. Is it racism if I have apathy towards all racists? I don't know. You might be the least racist person here then. I love this dude. Just too old to give a fuck? Yeah, you're fine.
All right.
But yeah,
So
that's fun.
that's gonna do it
Yeah,
for WabaStreams Mental Health Monday tonight.
I have
We
one more
hope you'll
question.
join us again tomorrow night at
Gosh darn it. Rudy, just boop the gosh darn alpaca. I won't. Just boop it. Just boop the freaking nose. Oh my gosh, I've been asking you. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna freaking do it.
Oh, what's that? Switch scenes before you can do it? Aw, that's too bad.
I love it. I love it.
Boop. Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, don't be. You were allowed to look at the alpaca.
But yeah. Thank you everyone for joining us. I'm gonna switch to regular just chatting.
Yee.
Oh, we're not gonna play Loteria?
We can play it after stream, alright? We'll play in the Discord. Alright, join the Discord. Alright, join the Discord,
Yeah.
follow the stream, follow the socials, whatever. Do all the things. I'm trying to
tight.
yeah, keep it tight, kids. Be kind to each other. Love fucking each other. Don't be mean, try to be respectful, you know. Just be chill. I'm looking for someone to grade out to right now.
Do you know there was an MTV VJ in the 90s who used to sign off by saying Waba Waba Waba?
Yes, I did know that.
Go
That's
up.
awesome.
Do it.
I think I knew that.
Do it, Waba.
Well, I'm looking for someone to fucking read out to.
Do it then.
There's a lot of people on right now. There's a lot of fucking people on right now.
Mori?
No, where were you all on Sunday?
What do you mean?
I was working.
We're on the Twitch chat.
I love fucking each other. Yeah, you wanna fuck each other, everyone? It's fine. It's cool. As long as it's consensual, you know?
I mean, I don't know. I have to consult some.
Hey, consult, right?
Yeah, I have to consult. Joking.
Let's look around. Do. Alright, you know what? We're just gonna raid.
Mori?
No.
Darn.
I raid Mori all the time.
Raid a Mexican.
You know, Yeah, you're probably right. We should rate a Mexican. That's
Can someone clip that, please?
don't
Oh my
cancel
God.
me.
Oh my gosh, Waba, how dare you? Cancel Waba. Cancel.
I mean, there's a partner on called The Mexican Runner, but it's a rerun, so they're not actually there right now.
No, go home and I love.
You know what? Let's go to Jane. They're talking on boundaries on Mental Health Monday. Jane, the message. They read me all the time on Mondays, so we're gonna read them again. All right.
Okay.
Bobby gets a pass since he has mental dyslexia. All right. Bye, everyone. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. Here's the raid message. Be sure to keep listening, lurking, loving, educating, and being awesome people. Love you all. This is a wonderful conversation. Thank you both for coming on. Thank you so much. And yeah, take care. Give Jane so much fucking love. All right. Bye. Waba waba waba.